नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवी सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिभवती नष्टके। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते। तप्त कंचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादे पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे नाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय जय श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि। वो हरे कृष्णा। Going through Chatus Sloki verse, extremely powerful discussion. So there are four verses 33, 34, 35, 36. These are the original verses spoken by Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to Lord Brahma. And this is spoken to him after his tapasya. So for sure, he was purified by then. So to understand this verse also, these are again a very foundational verses. Entire Srimad Bhagavatam is coming out of these four verses given by Maharishi Vyasdev. It's very important that we understand these verses. And Prabhupada, I was just looking at it, big purport. Even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given huge purport on these four verses. So a lot of learning, but we have to keep on moving at the same time. So I'll just talk about today verse number 35. So 33, ahamevasam evagre nanyat sat asat param pasyadham et etacha yo avashyasati swasmiham. Krishna says that in the very beginning I was here, and in the future I'll be here. In the past I was there, and whatever is going to remain at the end, it's going to be me only. So that is summum bonum type of a statement. That that verse itself concludes that Krishna is everything. Then he says, Arte, artham yat pratyate, na pratyate cha atmani, tad vidyadatmanomayam yatha bhaso tatha tamah. So he is everything. And then he says that anything that is related to him, that's the only reality. Arte artham, arte means additional. Artham means meaning. If one is trying to take additional meaning of this objects that's out there, na pratyate, yat pratyata. While we are trying to withdraw the additional meaning, if there is some other meaning appearing, that meaning, if that na pratyata, if it's not, if that meaning is not appearing related to Krishna, Krishna says that is not a reality. which means this is avidya verse, sambandha verse, avidya verse. We should be engaged, or prayojana verse, in fact. This is giving the pinnacles that one should be always engaged in those activities which are related to Krishna. Krishna is the object of love, and obtaining his pure, unalloyed devotion is the goal for mankind. So that's what we concluded in last class. And then verse number 35, extremely powerful. It says, Yatha mahanti bhutani, bhuteshwa avsheshu anu, parvishtani, aparvishtani, tatha te sunate savaham, yatha mahanti bhutani. So, mahanti bhutani, yatha mahanti bhutani. Bhutani, as usual, is living entity. Bhuteshu avasheshwa anu. So living entities have uh, a smaller form, or they have bigger form. So let's read the translation first. O Brahma, please know that the universal element enters into the cosmos. At the same time, do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created. At the same time, I am outside of everything. So Krishna is the object. Krishna is the creator. And this verse says that there is nothing except Krishna. He is inside, antar bahir vastit. He is inside of all living entity, and he is outside of all living entity. Mahanti, Mahanti here uh, refers to universes, universe that we are part of. Yatha Mahanti Bhutani, as living entity, Yatha appears to be Mahanti in the universe. Parvishanti, Apravishanti. It seems like that living entities are entering into the universe and exiting out of it. Whatever form they have anu, very small form, or they have a big form. But in reality, tatha teshu na teshuham. In reality, they are not entering and they are not exiting. Similarly, Krishna says that it appears that I enter or I exit, but in reality, it's not that I'm entering in or I'm exiting in. So, how to understand this? Let me a little bit try to help you understand this concept. So, enter or exit happens only when you have concept of being inside or being outside. Like for example, right now, most of us are inside house. So we are inside of house. We are not outside. Or we go outside, then we are not inside. So this enter and exit concept comes when when you are either, it's very isolated type of concept when you are either outside or you are inside. So from outside you enter into inside. You are not in the inside. From inside you are exiting to outside because you are not outside. But Krishna here says that tesu na teswaham. That type of entrance and exit is for material being, living entities who are limited. We are limited. So for us, everything is limited. We are here, we're not there, we are there, we are not here. But Krishna is saying here that aham evasam evagre nanyada satpuram prasad aham yat etatsa yosisati swasmi ham. I was always existing. It's never the time that I did not exist. And it's not the time that I would not exist. And how is my existence? Antarbahar avastitam. I'm inside and I'm outside. So in reality, Krishna has never left any one of his creation, any universe, any place, anywhere. He's he's present in Golok Vrindavan. He's present in all the Vaikuntha abodes, all the incarnations, all the names, all the forms of Supreme Personality of Godhead has taken. All of those forms are eternal form. And then in the material universe also, he's present as Karnodakshay, Gavadakshay, Shivodakshay, Vishnu. So where he has left, that is a huge change of our understanding. They say that uh, Krishna was killed by a simple cowherd person, a person who was grazing cow, and he shoot Krishna with his arrow. But Krishna is saying that, I mean, I never really leave. I never leave. I'm always present. Uptachanti. I'm always here to instruct living being. I'm always here to inspect living being. I'm the one who is bhakta, bhorta. I'm basically the one who is uh, providing, supporting living being. And they don't know I'm the only who are bhokta. I'm the only who are enjoying also. So this is the concept Krishna is sharing here. That I never left because I am always um, present here. And then the universal elements enter into the cosmos at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Now, what is this universal element? We talked about that there is Pradhan, and then from Pradhan there is Mahatattva. Mahatattva is mixed up with mode of passion and mode of goodness, and then from there ignorance also get mixed up, and then Karya Shakti, Karna Shakti, and Kriya Shakti, which is Adhyatmic, Adidevik, and Adibhautik. All of these elements creates and it start functioning. So how to understand that? You have to understand that the seed is very small, very small. But seed is the original source, very small seed. But from that seed, when plant has come out and it's grown up, it's showing their branches, it's showing their twigs, leaves, flowers. It appears so huge, right? But if you go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, you would find out that it was basically a seed. Banyan tree comes out of a seed of banyan, and it's very small. When it is in active stage, you can see how big and how much diversity does it include. But reality is that it has come from a small seed. So seed is the source. So that's how Krishna says that this pradhan is basically seed, and this pradhan is my bhaya shakti, my external energy. So this pradhan is slowly and slowly unfolding and manifesting into bigger element, bigger element, bigger element, and then so creations. So it's like active states, Pradhan. You, I, the body, not the soul. The body that you have, the I have, and other living entity has, the flowers, the trees, the roads, the mountains, the bikes, the cars, vehicles, all of that is basically the active stage of that material element. It's right now acting, and that much diversity is looking around, different distinctions. But since Brahma was purified, he could understand the real intent of this teaching. So that is why a pure devotee, advanced devotee, a devotee who is surrendered to Supreme Lord, he can understand what? Arte arthamyat pratyate na pratyate chatmani. He has to understand, and that's the goal of the life. He has to understand that although there are diversity, there are variety, there are differences, things seems to be, creating confusion. It's Lord illusory energy, but he knows that if it's not related to Krishna, then it has no meaning. It has no reality. Although it appears to be real, but that reality is not the reality. Because at some time you will see that uh, again plant comes to their death, their age, and flower, trees, roots, everything gets very much slowly and slowly demolished, distracted, gone, over. Whatever seed that plant gives, that seed carry on. So what is carry on is the element wise the seed, right? So this pradhan is nothing but the seed of material creation. And what is that? What is that seed? Bahya Shakti. Krishna has Antarik Shakti. Krishna has Bahya Shakti, right? So your strength, Shakti that you have is who you are. It's none different. Ram Samhita teaches that Krishna is none different than his, or the energy of Krishna is none different than Krishna. Sun and sunshine. Sunshine is is form of Lord's energy. That sun is the same sun is presented in the form of sunshine. And the image that we are seeing is illusory, but it's coming because of the sun, because of the reality. And that reality is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this verse in nutshell tells a lot. Yatha Mahanti Bhutani Bhuteshwa Avasheshu Avasheshwa Anu Parvishanti Parvistani 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 Tatha Teshu Nateswaham. It appears that it's entering, it's exiting. The word is being used here. Parvistani means to enter, Apravistani to exit. Whatever form, a smaller form or gigantic form that all material object has got, but indeed this is this is not true. So then Vishwanath the Thakur says that who can understand that? Who can understand this verse 34, 35, 33 Sambandha? Who can understand 34 and 35? Person who is in pure unalloyed devotion, who are in the pure bhakti stage. They can understand that it's Krishna only who seems to be acting. There is nothing, um, there is nothing beyond him. So we can have some discussions. Okay, can we have some discussion on this verse? What is your understanding? Do you have any questions? I would like to answer some of the doubts and confusion that you have before we move to the next verse. So these three verses, is it clear what we are trying to talk, or let's have some discussion?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So I think within this verse, I do understand the second part about uh, Lord Krishna being inside and outside, and he has said it in many places before. Kunti has praised him like that. Narsima prayers we see Antarbhai, um, and but the cosmos, which the universal elements enter into cosmos and at the same time do not enter into cosmos. That's still a little unclear. I know you gave the example of this seed. That this seed um, comes in and then grows bigger. But before the seed was nothing. Before that, the seed was nothing, because
So seed,
seed is an expression when it's out. But before
yeah.
that seed, yeah.
So Prabhuji, that's why the example of seed I was talking about, and the destruction of the material world, it happens from gross to subtler, and then finally subtlest. So expansion process is from pradhan, everything starts coming up. We have studied about that. And destruction process is that earth submerge into water, and then water evaporates slowly and slowly, it starts going back, going back, going back, going back, going back, and then finally it come to the seed form. So the point that is being made here, that and everything ultimately goes to the body of Karnodakshai Vishnu, and then Karnodakshai, so Kshirodakshai gets into Garbhodakshai, Garbhodakshai gets into Kshirodakshai, and finally everything in a sleeping state wrap up stage. Okay, so in reality, all we are seeing is that manifestation of the same energy when it's in
Oh,
the active form, but it's not really that it was not, like,
present before. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
isolation, it's all we're trying to understand is that, you know it's not limited, it's like,
Okay.
like for example, uh we said that, all Brahma created all the living being, right? So does it mean that living beings were not existing? No, living beings were existing. Brahma basically gives the material body, right? But
Yes.
living entities are existing in their original form as soul, as jiva, and that is there. That is there. So that is what, we are trying to make. It's a little bit deeper understanding that, ultimately everything is energy of Krishna, and that's why I was trying to mention that, it's basically Krishna has yoga maya potency, Krishna has bahaya potency,
100%. No.
bahirang shakti, antarang shakti. Antarang shakti, any creation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is his internal potency, is always existing. It's not it's not really getting destructed or constructed. No, it's always there, because that's the strength of his Yogamaya potency. The Bahya potency, external world, and here the word that external worlds, all the universes that are there, they are coming into the existence and going out of existence. But there is source. So that is very important thing, because, another expansion of this verse would be that there are Mayavadi school of theology. They think that uh, Krishna does not have form, and he takes form from that Brahman. And when that Brahman has all of these different forms, then that unity, that one God, has multiple, fragments. He has fragmented into multiple elements. You have heard that element concept, right? And then there is no original. Original is gone now, because, what is the concept of original? If the original has fragmented and taken a smaller, 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 so many forms, then the original is gone. Like if you take a piece and you start breaking it out to smaller, 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 small pieces, right? There is In fact, everything is disintegrated. That's why Isopnishad uh, teaches Om Purnamada
Mhm.
Purnamida Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevasisate.
Mhm.
So
Complete.
he's
Yeah.
complete, right? He remains complete.
Mhm.
Everything comes out of him. He is still complete,
This is still complete.
right?
Mhm.
Right, and whatever is remaining is
Is
complete.
also
So
complete. Yeah.
exactly. So that's the concept here, that one should not think that oh, uh, Brahma. One should not think that when I enter, like you sometimes say that, oh, Krishna, when he comes to the material world, he comes to the material body and he is under the control of the material guna. People say that, why he did like that, why he did Ras Leela. But Krishna is eternally doing the Ras Leela in Golok Vrindavan also. Somebody was telling me that every day Krishna would go and kill the demon and he would not get caught. And you know what he was saying? That he would not get caught because that time there was no law and order. There was no
Yeah.
policy. There was no police to come and catch. I was simply surprised. So this type of understanding, people are carrying. They think that, Krishna got through all of this, and this whole thing is coming because they think that Krishna is an ordinary person. Mudha mama vijanati manus dharmasikta. When I come, this mudha, the person of little knowledge, they think that I have taken the form as human being. But I'm basically beyond this. That this is what these verses together are uh, showing the eternity Supreme Lord. It's not that you know Lord is existing today and tomorrow he would not exist. Ite chamsa kalapum sas Krishnastu Bhagwan Swam. Swam Bhagwan is Sri Krishna, and then everything else is his manifestation of energies. Different degree of the manifestation of his energy. That manifestation could be demigod. That manifestation could be some other form, empowered personality. Krishna has this nine incarnation that I always talk. That's why I have this verse here. That all of these incarnations the supreme personality has: Purusha avatar, Lila avatar, Guna avatar, Yuga avatar, Manvantara avatar, Sakti avatar, or Vaibhav Vilas, Prabhav Vilas, Amsa, Swamsa. All of that, in fact, you know is originally coming from Krishna's only. It is Krishna's energy. Okay, that energy is in the spiritual world is Yogmaya potency, and in the material world Mahamaya potency. But these things, in one way, existing. It's always existing. It's not like that when Krishna comes from Golok Vrindavan, then Golok Vrindavan is empty, right?
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's not like that. So that's what Krishna is saying, that if somebody thinking that I enter, oh, I've entered, I've come as a son and uh, daughter of Devki and Vasudev. So now I'm in Vrindavan. I'm not in Golok Vrindavan, my eternal abode. No. Krishna simultaneously is everywhere doing all types of activity. And that is called Achintya Shakti. That's what our philosophy, Achintya Bheda Abhed Tattva. So Achintya, Bhed and Ved, Bhed and Aved. Ved means difference, Aved means no difference. Ved Abhed, Bhed Abhed. It appears different, the same time it's non-different. But what is this different and non-different? Achintaya. Achintya means something that can't be conceived. So
It's
this
it. Yeah.
cannot, yeah. So this Ved and Aved, Krishna is son and 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 beloved of son of Devki and Basudev, and beloved of all the gopis, right?
Yeah.
So this understanding is correct, but at the same time is beyond that. So there is Veda, there is differences that we say that Krishna has expanded. All of his expansion has different potencies. So if you see in that uh, way, yeah. There are Krishna is manifesting his different potencies with his different form, different incarnations. Kurma avatar, Matsya avatar. Matsya avatar has limited purpose. So he did limited activity. Baman has a limited purpose. He did limited activity. Lord Ramchandra ji has more, uh, exhibition of his quality. And as Krishna, he exhibited full quality. But these differences that we are now, somebody will say, oh, you know what? Matsya did not show all the quality like Lord Ram did. So they are two different. No, Krishna said, although there is Veda, these incarnations that I have taken, they have differences, but at the same time, there are no differences. And this Veda and Aveda is very difficult to understand. This is Achintya. And very simple example, most of the time was cited. How to understand this Veda Veda? The Veda and Aveda is that there are 10 candles, and those candles are unlit. It's not lit up, but there is one candle that's lighting up. And that candle, if you use that candle to light up other 9 candles, all of them will start lighting up and giving the same quantity of, uh, you know, intensity of light. But that doesn't mean that there is no source, right? So Krishna can manifest his potencies in different up to different extent. Another example is given that wood wood has a potential to give fire. If wood will catch fire, it will give flame of fire. But the degree that wood will exhibit flame depends what is the status of that wood. So if wood is wet, then the same fire will only be a smoky. If wood is moist, then it will have a lot of a smoke and little bit flame. If wood is completely dried, then no smoke, only flame of fire, right? So same fire is burning that wood in different way depending on the capacity. So it's like that. So Krishna's incarnations is like that. Sometimes he comes in Saktavasya avatar, which is very masked, doesn't appear that this is the potency of the Lord. Sometimes he comes as Krishna, which is completely giving the full flame. Sometimes he comes as Lord Ramchandraji, completely, fully grown up. Sometimes he comes as Matasya in the form of fish. Sometimes he comes as tortoise. Sometimes he's come as hog. So that's just the purpose, whatever purpose Krishna has to fulfill that purpose, Krishna comes. But Krishna is saying that one should understand that that I always exist. This, I'm always existing. I'm always existing inside and I'm always existing outside. So you will see some distinctions, you will see some differences, but don't get confused by it. Understand that these are all Krishna's expansions and Krishna's manifestations of his energies. And Mamayansa Jiva Loka, Jiva Buddha Sanatana. Krishna does say that these living entities are my part and parcel. So if the soul is part and parcel of living entity, that means you have been existing. Now when we are, somebody would say that, oh, this person has departed. The body has, departed. Soul is eternal. So it's also that's how you can understand that I have entered into this material world as Ramacharya Das, and I'm doing my manifestation pastime, whatever, and then I would exit one day. But really, what has entered, what has exited is the body, not the soul. Soul is eternally existing. So Krishna is saying that one should understand that my entrance and my exit is just the illusion. It's my bias energy, external energy that make it feel that I have entered and I have exited. The reality is that I'm always existing. Antarbharavasthitam. Okay, anything anybody has?
Thank you. Mm.
Any questions? I would like to have some discussion on this one before we adjourn.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Dandavad Hare Krishna.
Um, maybe, Prabhuji, this question may be silly question, but I'm trying to understand it. So you said soul came as a, Satyanarayan Prasad. I came, in this
Yeah,
wonderful world. This
yeah,
name given to the body, not to the soul.
yeah.
Um, and again, the body is kind of, get asked into this the elements, right? So my question is, like Brahma, when Brahmaji came first time in this world, was the name given to Brahma by Brahma himself, or Lord Krishna? I mean, who named him as a Brahma? I mean, I was trying to understand. Like for us, for me, my father or mother gave this my name, right?
Uh-huh. Father and mother for this life.
Right, Prabhuji. So the first
But
time,
you are eternal soul. You have been existing. And based upon desire, Krishna gave you this body. We all got this body based upon our. We have seen that, Prithu Maharaj says that I've shown that verse in Bhakti Shastri courses also, that based upon karma, based upon dharma, based upon guna, based upon swabhav, based upon, desire, living entity takes these different forms, right?
yes, Prabhuji,
So combination of all of that, in a very consolidated way is called desire. But desire is basically combination of type of dharma that you want to practice, type of karma that you want to be engaged, type of swabhava uh, that you have. All of that, put together. Prithu Maharaj teaches to his citizens. So all of that is uh, causing or giving you a form. Living entity, man proposes, man proposes, God disposes. So you had a proposal that I would like to have, and how that proposal comes, the way you act, the way you are act, where you are giving your time, what type of behavior you are cultivating. You are cultivating to be humble, or you are cultivating to be rude. All of that is not basically random. It's all money that is being deposited in your bank account. People don't understand. In a certain situation, when you are soft, humble, then that type of desire you are getting. So Krishna will say, okay, I'll make you a devotee who is very humble, very so it's all desire that living being has, life after life, birth after birth. If you are too much engaged in meat eating, illicit sex, it's not like that. You are meat eater and you can say that I have a desire to be devotee of Krishna. No, if you are engaged in meat eating, if you are enjoying the meat eating, that means that's the money you are putting in your bank account. Oh, I love meat eating. Or if I am uh, sleeping too long, then that's the money you are putting in your bank account. I love sleeping. So Krishna will give you the body that will make you sleep. If you are enjoying meat eating, Krishna will give you the body that will make you eat meat. If you are enjoying sexes, too much sex, then Krishna will give you the body to enjoy the sex. So like that. So soul has their propensity, their desire, and that desire is coming from so many sources. Association, what type of association you have, what you get, what you believe in, and you put some deposit to your bank account. I'm putting some I might not be fully perfected devotee, but if I am totally engaged in Krishna consciousness, I am telling my Lord that, my dear Lord, I know I have some challenges, I'm going through some challenges, but I'm trying. So you are putting the good thing in your bank account. So Krishna will say, okay, so your desire is to be a nice, pure devotee without being disturbed. So he will next life, if I take birth, if I, he will manifest things like that. So it's like that. So the body that that you have, that body is basically your desire. Now, the name Brahma is a eternal position. Okay, but it's not like that in uh, one universe. You have Brahma, in other universe there is no Brahma. There is Brahma. Their quality, their characteristics are different, but they are there. And how to understand that? That I might be Ramacharya Das, Atulanand Prabhu might be Atulanand Das, you might be Satyanarayan Prabhu. So we have different names. But when you work in a company, you take that position, right? So you'll be, financial manager, or you'll be, IT consultant, or you'll be doctor. So that's the position, right? So that whoever takes that, so Atulanand Prabhu takes the position, he is doctor. If you take the position, you'll be doctor. If somebody else takes the position, he will be the doctor, right? So it's position. So to manifest, to manage the material world, Krishna has, his network, his org chart. Okay, and in the org chart, the first person on the org chart is CEO of the company is Lord Brahma, and then after him, he has, the person who is in charge of the Vayu, person who is in charge of the fire, person who is in charge of the water, person who is in charge of the rain, person who is in charge of the wealth, right? These are the different department. So Indra is again position, not the name. Okay, so people who are qualified, they take that position. Not everybody can become doctor. So the person who is qualified will become doctor. You have to have, proper education to become doctor. You have to have the proper education to become IT consultant. So it's like eternal. These are the eternal positions. Okay, but the names that you and I have been given, that name is temporary. So company will, as long as company existing, those positions are existing, and those positions are created by the CEO of the company. So like that. So in material world, these positions, Brahma, and all of that is created by Lord Himself. It's Lord Shakti, it's Lord energy, and somebody who are qualified, to they go and get that position. Is it clear, Prabhu?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So it's a little different. So your name and my name may be given by our current parent, but then we have some other names too, right? So here, when we are talking about Lord Brahma, we are talking about the position Brahma, and that person who is CEO of this universe, and he is the person who creates all the bodies, all the forms. That's the word I was looking for. All the forms of the living entity using the elements, primary element, and then gives the body, which is called secondary creation. So we have a form of cat, land, or whatever, land or human. These are basically elements, composition of the elements in a certain pattern to give us this form. So that's why it says that Vidya Binay Sampane Brahmane Gauhastani Sunichaiva Sopakacha Pandita Samadarsina. Vidya Binay. Why this word Vidya comes first? Vidya means knowledge, education. A person who has education, he knows that the material element have been put into different composition to give different form. But the original being who are present in all of these forms are Atma and Paramatma. So he says that, what is the distinction? There is no distinction. Basically, in that way, if you look at all these living beings are the same. So your name is given to this body, but you are the real person who is Jiva, soul. And then you have some positions that you acquire. So it's like that. Brahma also is a Jiva, is a living being. He has lifespan, 100 years of his time. So very similar to all living entity, but he has more qualities. He is more empowered. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Clear now. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, do we have class next week? Because Prabhupada appearance day.
Most likely no.
Mm. Because
Yes.
will be in
Yes,
the
will
temple.
be in, will
Yeah.
be in temple, and then I'll come, around 2 o'clock, and then next day Prabhupada's appearance day we have to prepare. So no class, no class.
Hmm. Okay, bro.
Okay, so I think we should adjourn here. Anything anybody has?
Prabhuji, can I ask you
Yeah, yeah,
last
yeah,
question regarding the
yeah.
Brahma? So, we understand from Bhagavad Gita, right? Brahma's lifetime also only 100 years. So, after that, he will go to Kanu the Kasaya Vishnu. Is there any chance he will go to Goloka Vrindavan and serve Lord, or he just go to Garbhuta Kasaya Vishnu's
That's a
naval
good
abode?
point. Yeah. So what happens is not all Brahma is devotee of Lord. So if they are not devotee of Lord, then uh, they will not go to Golok Vrindavan. But this Brahma
Mm,
is devotee of Lord, and when his 100 years of time span is completed, then he is concluding his pastime and he is going back to Krishna. Does all Brahma goes to Goloka? No, that that's the answer. No, only because it's qualification. It's position.
mm,
So they say that the person who has done thousands, hundreds of Taswamedha Yaga, they qualify to be uh, Brahma, and all the qualities are mentioned, in different Upanishads. But it's position. But at the same time, that person may be devotee of Lord. And Bali Maharaj is going to be next Burma. You heard about it, right?
yes.
Yes. So Bali Maharaj is also devotee of Lord. And this Brahma that we have is also devotee of Lord. So he is going to go back to Krishna. But what happens is that at the time of annihilation, our Brahma, if he's not devotee of Lord, then he gets into the body of Karnodakshai Vishnu. And he'll get into the body of Karnodakshai Vishnu, and then he'll be treated as ordinary Jiva. So that's why, Bhagavatam says, Bhuvate, Bhuvate, doesn't matter, you are in the lower abode or you are in the higher abode. Parliyate, everything is, object of destructions, which means uh, you are again going to be given the form that is like ordinary living entity. So only one thing that can save living entity is bhakti. Otherwise, all of this, and many times you would see what is the uh, value of power of Lord Brahma if it's not, and Krishna in 10th canto, Brahm, some Mohan Lila, this thing comes in Prabhupada writes in the purport that what is the opulence if that opulence is not serving Supreme Lord, if that opulence is being used
Mm,
to give anxiety to Krishna. So living entity, when they are not behaving nice, they definitely cause disturbance, and that's why, that's I would say that their destination is not, they are not destined in a very right way. Their destination would be very, fatal, very bad. So this is everything is there, Mataji.
mm,
Be very careful, very, don't worry too much. That's why I always say Shastric understanding is that don't worry, go with the core value. Doesn't matter. If you retain the core value, Krishna will empower
mm,
from inside. Prabhupada had the same thing. He had so much struggle, so much struggle. He didn't, leave the core value, value that is coming from teaching of
mm,
his lordship. So Burma uh, is a position, and this Burma is devotee. Is going back to him, back to Krishna. But not all Burma goes back to Krishna. Okay, not
okay.
they not go to Golok. Is that what you were asking, or?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we might say, oh, so Lord Burma is so empowered. Why he has to go through all of that? That's Bhagavatam says at multiple places. He says that from germ, Indragopa to Lord Brahma. You will hear that. Anano Anyar Mahato Mahiyan. Smallest of the smaller and uh, biggest of the bigger. All of them, they are imposed to the law of material nature. Okay, that's why Krishna Arjuna is being taught that don't get caught up into this guna. I'm liking this, I'm liking that, I'm this, I'm that. Don't worry too much. Come out of it. And bhakti is Shuddha Sattva. Have you heard that? Right?
Yes, yes.
Bhakti is Shuddha Sattva.
Shuddha Sattva.
There is guna, uh, tamoguna, rajoguna, satoguna. Right? Many people think that satoguna is the highest mode, but teaching of Bhagavad Gita is that no, one has to come out of all of these guna and fully situate in Vishuddha Sattva.
Sattva.
Yes. Free. Always firmly situated in pure Sattva purest of the Sattva guna. That is bhakti. So bhakti is very higher position, very high position. Whenever we are sometimes getting caught and emotions and all of that, angers and expressions and liking, disliking comes into our being, right away you know that you are playing with one of these guna. And sometimes that thing happens too. Then I try to be very careful. I watch my actions. Okay, right now what I'm doing. So I'm acting in tamoguna. I'll just try to get out of it, leave it. Sometimes it's very difficult. People say, why Ramacharya are you doing like that? Because I want to make sure that my decisions are uh, making me happy. Number one, something that I have learned. My value systems are, whatever happens. That's fine. So live a life of, we don't want to live. I mean, there are so many things you would hear, but always inspired to live the life of a devotee in every situation. Try to live as a devotee. Okay, Chris, because if you try to live life of somebody else, that means you are thinking that I am the doer. But that's not the truth. Krishna is the real doer.
Yeah.
So it's not just the saying, but it's for us to implement. So small thing, Mataji, we have to, that's what Krishna is saying. Arte artham yat pratyate. Anything that doesn't have artha, artha means object, to me, towards me, it's just the illusion, he says. But if it's related to me, that's the reality. So everything that we do, we have to do uh, in reality. So Lord Brahma, when he creates this entire material world, sometimes he creates as a duty. He is empowered to create, but not necessarily his devotee. Okay, so that's
Yes,
that's my understanding, and you can research a little bit more if you want to know anything else on this thing.
yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, it is clear, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Anything anybody has before we adjourn? I wanted to let me at least read this verse, last verse, and then we'll adjourn. Just by reading the verse and translation, we'll just do that one. So etavad eva jigyashyam. He says etad eva jigyasam tattva jigyasa tattva जिज्ञासा अनु आत्मनः सुनात्मनः तत्व जिज्ञासानु आत्मनः जिज्ञासनु shun. Words are put together. Jigyasanu atmanah. Anvaya. This is the beautiful. This anvaya and Vyatirika bhayam. We'll talk about this. Yat, Shyat, Sarvatra, Sarvada. So this anvaya Shakti and Vyatirika Shakti. These are the two Shakti that is creating confusion. So this verse is a Vidya verse. Etadeva jigyashyam. First line says that hence one should endeavor to know this. What this? 33, 34, 35 Krishna is saying. One should endeavor to know this. And Prabhupada translated here, a person who is searching after Supreme Personality, Supreme Absolute Truth. So Krishna is saying that one should have jigyasa. So when we do jigyasa, right away we come to avidya. Then he says, why there is some confusion? Because my Anvaya and Vyati Rekha, these are two of my, you know, Shaktis that is acting on the living being, and they are confused. They are not able to perceive here. Those words are translated as directly and indirectly. Directly and indirectly. But living beings should make endeavor to understand that supreme absolute truth. So we'll talk about that verse 36 and then we'll try to finish the entire section in next class whenever we do it. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Please read the purport by Jivangasaya Prabhupada and we'll start 10th chapter. Next week, I'll just quickly go through some of these verses and then introduce 10th chapter. That will be the last chapter of second canto. Then we can begin third canto. Very nice. Second
Okay.
canto is, yeah, 10th chapter is not much, it's really it's not going to take too much of our time. We can wrap it up very quickly. Thank you. I wanted to spend some time on the Chatusloki verse. Hare Krishna. Vansh kalpataru versa kripa sindhu versa patitanam pavane vaishnava namo namo. Asambal bhakta vrinda ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.